Daniel Hernandez, aka Tekashi 6ix9ine, was arrested a few days ago for missing a court date with regards to an extreme speeding charge against him. Tekashi has been in the news for various reasons, and this is just one of them, out of which he is almost always making the headlines with one news or the other, with some of them being quite negative. In as much as it is known that he was arrested, the body cam footage recently surfaced, and Tekashi would come out to explain in his own way on his social media handle. Now, today's video will go into the details of this case and also backtrack a bit to talk about the lengthy stints that Tekashi 6ix9ine has had with the law, dating as far back as 2015 thereabouts, and how this case is likely to end for Tekashi 6ix9ine. So, if you are in the United States of America, one of the things that you shouldn't ever try to do, because it will bring the police focus, or it will bring the attention and the focus of the police on you on the road, is to try your possible best to exceed speed limits and exceed them in an absurd manner. Now, this is exactly what Tekashi 6ix9ine did. He was speeding at about 136 miles per hour in his 2018 limited edition Lamborghini SUV before he was pulled over around 2 a.m. in Florida. Now, if you do this, you gain the focus of the law enforcement officers on the highway. And trust you me, they are going to make sure they check every single thing about you and your car, because you have just shown a very huge red flag. So Tekashi 6ix9ine, aka Daniel Hernandez, found himself in this. And I don't think anybody can be blamed. This actually occurred on the 11th of June. And the only person to be blamed here, I think, is Tekashi 6ix9ine, because he knows. He's lived in America for a very long time, so he knows some of these things. But I think that sometimes the car speaks to you. That's what I've been told by some people who have fast cars, that sometimes the car speaks to you. Now, when he was picked up, he was slapped with a speeding ticket by the police and a citation for not having any proof of insurance, along with a misdemeanor count for purported failure to register his vehicle. So, with all these, it brought the total sum to an estimated $1,500 in potential fines for Tekashi 6ix9ine. But this was not really public. This information didn't really come out so much. If you are watching this video, I'm sure you might even be learning of this for the first time, or you may have heard about it after his arrest happened for failing to appear in court. But this was the primary reason why he was now scheduled to appear in court. And the whole thing came out in the public domain because when he had to appear in court, Daniel Hernandez, aka Tekashi 6ix9ine, some way, somehow failed to appear in court. And then that brought us to where we are now, where he was arrested just some few days ago. So, at the point, the judge issued a warrant for Hernandez's arrest on the day of his alleged no-show in the case in court, because you can't be scheduled to be in court to face a charge against you and you decide not to show up. Your attorney or your lawyer doesn't put in a word to explain why you didn't show up. You just don't show up. I think that when you do that, it's a sort of disrespect to the law, especially when the court has convened waiting to sit on your case. And rightly so, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. And that is what happened to Tekashi. But for those of you who have followed Tekashi's career, you realize that he is no stranger to legal issues. This is not the first time he is having a stint or a brush with the law. In actual fact, as far back as 2015, Tekashi, who was born in Brooklyn, ended up pleading guilty to the charge of exploitation of a minor in a sexual performance. This guy is not new to legal issues. So, in a way, I suspect there's a possibility that he didn't really make much seriousness of this speeding ticket and the accompanying things that were leveled against him with regards to he being picked up on the highway for speeding and cited. That is what I suspect, although that is my thinking. I'm not saying that's the fact though. Now, in his 2015 case, he recorded a video, a sensual video of a sort, with a 13-year-old girl in Harlem, and then uploaded it onto his social media handle. And when the case came up, or when there was an issue about the video, he was 17 at the time, but then he was claiming that the girl actually told him that she was older than he was, in which case she would be above 18. Well, I've yet to look into details of that case, but I think right from the get go, it doesn't make sense because if you are 17 and you are dealing with a 13-year-old kid, you should see some way, somehow. It doesn't matter how developed the kid might have been, but it's obvious 4 years difference, and you are now even coming out to say that you thought the kid was older than you because she said so. Well, but that was for 2015. And in 2018, Hernandez was again arrested on a misdemeanor assault charge in Houston for allegedly choking a teenage fan at a mall. Yeah, like I said, what he's in now, as at August 2023, is not his first time with the law. He has had stints and issues with the law in the past. So this also happened in 2018. And then fast forward to 2019, Tekashi 6ix9ine, aka Daniel Hernandez, would also end up pleading guilty to federal charges with regards to some crimes that he's alleged to have committed as part of the 9 Tree Gangster Bloods in New York. He actually admitted that he participated in a robbery at gunpoint and also in a plot to take the life of a rival gang member. Now, if you've seen Tekashi or if you don't know him, he has this distinct rainbow colored hair and facial tattoos, and he rose from fame with his aggressive single Gamo or Gumo, and it has stayed on the Billboard's #1 spots for some time, and it's actually among the Billboard's Hot 100. He has had other collaborations with Nicki Minaj and has been on the entertainment scene for some time. Not long ago, he was the victim of an attack at a gym washroom where he was allegedly pummeled by some people. So Tekashi 6ix9ine has been a victim before, and he has also been a suspect, and in some cases, the culprit in some instances. But as it stands now, he's facing his case in court. He has been arrested, but then he was released about 3 hours afterwards. So we are waiting to see how the case will play out. I don't think there's going to be a jail sentence. I'm thinking most likely he might end up being fined since it has to do with speeding, unless something else comes up and the case takes a different turn. So, what do you think about this case? What do you think about Tekashi 6ix9ine not showing up in court? Did he actually refuse to show up? Or maybe he forgot? Or maybe he didn't really make much of it. He felt it could be something that could be done in his absence. What do you think was the reason for what had happened? Subscribe to our channel, share videos on your networks, and hey, leave your comments in the comment section. You see that we are rebranding. Let me know what you think about it. It's a work in progress though, but your feedback will be really appreciated. So then, stay safe out there and keep an eye out. We'll catch you next time.